Right, short, simple video. I've got a friend who's passed on a Blaupunkt 32-inch TV. The model number is 32H2HD, and the problem is quite common that the TV is stuck on standby mode. Sometime it'll turn on, and as soon as you turn it off, it will not turn back on. It'll just sit on standby. So it is believed to be that the BIOS chip here, the SPI ROM chip, it has got a corrupted firmware. So what we've got to do is we've got to replace it with this. This is what I received this morning. So I'll be replacing this with that, and then putting the whole unit back together, and sort of hope for the best and just make sure that it is what it is. So let's crack on with this. First thing is first, let's sort of take this out. Yep, I'm friggin' struggling to get this shit out of the... Oh, it's some sort of a... Oh, okay, well, that's kind of glued onto the fucking bullshit, right? Okay, so I've actually bent the legs as I was pulling it out because it was stuck. I don't want to be running jumper wires, so let me just try and get it back in its original shape. This is just absolutely bonkers. Something pretty straightforward and easy as that is just causing a bit of a problem now, because it's just the way the packaging, it's not my fault, but it's just the way the packaging is been done, that it's quite hard to sort of pull it out. It should usually just jump out, and I fucking dropped it. So let's get this. Why do I have to get trolled? Okay. Bending the pins back. This side is worse. Gotta be very careful because right, okay, that's as far as it's going to get. So what I'm going to do now is let's carry on with the removal process. Right, so let's turn the extractor fan on. Soldering station on. I do need a pair of gloves. Let's put a pair of gloves on because I'll be handling flux. Okay, let's zoom in and see if you can see what I'm doing. Yep, okay. That'll do. Just make sure that his caps are discharged. Well, to be quite honest with you, the board's been off long enough for you to. So we'll apply a bit of a flux here. I don't think you saw what I just did there then. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a bit of solder, leaded solder. Aha! I have something really interesting to show you. This is actually low melt solder. 140 degrees Celsius. What I'm going to be using, so it's a very low melt solder. It's a very specialised, and you can only get it from one place, and that's me. Just kidding. So I'm going to sort of, just so that I'm not heating up. The purpose of applying low melt solder is to ensure that I'm not sort of applying excessive amount of heat on the PCB, and this should come off. Well, did you just see this? I bet you did, didn't you? Eh? Well, I didn't even have to use the hot air station. It just, I've managed to move it with the. Try and see if I can get a better view for you guys. Come on, come on! I don't know if you got this, but let me get my tweezers and. Look at that, gents, ladies and gentlemen. Without the use of hot air station, I've managed to pick out the. Wow, that's a little bit of a less work now. I've had these low melt solder orders specifically from a place in UK, and quite obviously I live in UK, and the beauty of it is that it's just literally came off without even me turning my hot air station on. But when I'm resoldering it back on, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use standard leaded solder, SN6337. Right, let's give it a quick clean. Put these. It is quite expensive, these lead low melt solders, and I've got 500 gram on each reel. So leave that there. Okay, let's come on, focus. You've got the little dot here with the pin number 1, so you sort of line it with that, and the IC number on the body is UF11. That's what needs replacing. Okay, let's apply a bit of a flux. Probably nudged the IC. I didn't. I thought I would, but I didn't. That's a standard lead what I'm using. Well, leaded solder. could do with positioning this a little bit. Just trying to make it sit evenly. Okay, I think this is as good as we're going to get, so I'm going to solder one leg first. It moved. Stupid thing. Nothing's better than your bare hand. Just inhaled thingy. Just bear with me for a sec. Sorry about that. Okay, let's do the other side. Try and keep it in view so you can see what I'm doing. Beautiful. Okay, and that will do it. It's a pretty straightforward swap. It's not a rocket science, that. Let's turn the extractor fan off. Then it's a proper extractor fan made by Metcal. It's the smaller version of it. Can't remember the part number, but it is the mini one. Safety comes first, so for me, I will have to ensure that I'm not breathing solder fumes. Let's give it a little clean. Probably get me a toothbrush. The best way of cleaning. I almost dropped the camcorder. Can you actually see what I'm doing? Of course you can now, yeah. Give it a bit of a wiggle with a bit of IPA and toothbrush. I tend to use fine brittle toothbrushes here. It's just about see very fine, so you get a decent clean. Okay, I think we're good to go. Right, that'll do. Put things back where they belong. So as you can go. Please. Right, I'll zoom out now. Come on. Right, okay, here we go. So now I'm going to test I'm just going to inspect the joints under the microscope, and then once that's done, I'm going to sort of consider putting the TV back together, fire it up and see what happens. I'll turn this soldering station off. There's no need for that to stay on. And let's move around and quickly do what I need to do. Yes, it'll obstruct your viewing, but there's nothing much I can do about that, unfortunately. Just make sure that it's a nice joint. Yes, it is a nice joint. Let me see if I can get that on the camera, providing that the camera will let me do that. You friggin' silly. Yep, you can see it just about. So hope you're satisfied with the joints. Okay, let's move back out. So I'm happy with that. I'm not changing the microscope. I've had this for a little while and I'm thoroughly sort of enjoying using it. It's just pity that I can't do YouTube video and PCB repairs via the microscope and whatever. Okay, so that's been done. Let's grab the TV. Smack it into the ground. Yes, bang, bang, whatever you want to fall for. You fucking piece of shit. Okay. Drop the plate. Right, how am I going to get a view of all that now? I don't know. Is the TV? Let me see if I can position it somewhere temporarily so that you guys can get a better view of what I'm doing. Hopefully, let's move this card. My mate's iPad. Looking going after. Right, okay, so the screw's got to come off. The screw's got to come off. Those two screws are for here, them two, and I did lose a screw while I was taking it off, so I'm just going to pick one out of my collection. Yeah, that might do it, but let's see if I can find a slightly bigger one. Yep, I think that might do it. Okay, so let's bring the board over. Just check, make sure everything seems the way it should be. Let's position the board back in its place. Okay, let's put this bracket back in. Where's my magnet gone? Sick and tired of screw just dropping now. Okay, that's gone in. Let's mount the board. Okay, so that can go. Let's put these back on. Uh-oh, yes. Yep, my stupidity. I think I've done something really stupid. So I'm going to slacken these a little bit. Because I think I've left the, yeah. How stupid of me that is. I left this underneath it, which is a bit of a stupidity of me. Apparently it's a common fault with this model TV. back on the way it should be. Okay, we're happy with that. Now here comes the oh yeah, I've got to put this ground strap on, so I'll do that very shortly. I'll just check my marking. So do be very careful when you're putting this back on. Just mark it. It's sort of, you've got a little point white mark here from factory, and then you've got the pin 1, so it sort of goes this sort of orientation from pin 1, not sort of like that, if it makes sense. So it'll go. Let me just see if I can zoom in and show you what I mean. So yeah, so dot, pin 1, that's how it should go in. Bingo, okay. There you go. This bloody thing gets attached here with some, I'll grab some double-sided tape, stick that thing on. That's how it came out of factory, so I will put that on as it was before. I'm not leaving it loose. Just grab a bit of a tape and a scissor, get this stuck on here. Might put another piece on. Very strong adhesive, this, really good stuff, extremely strong. It's used for iPad repair, you know, screens, mobile phone, tablets, digitizers, whatever, etc, etc. Really strong stuff, this. It's so strong that I'm having trouble. I'm having a bit of a trouble taking off the first layer, which, okay, so one down, more to go. Okay, beautiful. Stick this where it belongs, just nice and tidy. This was somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check something. Yeah, you're probably thinking, what the friggin' hell did I just do there? Sometimes sometimes these installations or the strappings around the wire could be conductive. So I just need to make sure that I'm not leaving it loose and it's a conductive strapping, basically. Otherwise, the whole thing will just going to blow into pieces. These things back. I'd like to keep the desk tidy, but it doesn't happen, does it? Right, what did I pick up from here that can go back in its place? Radio, right, okay. So that's in. Now I need the AC adapter. Once you put the SPI ROM, or replace the SPI ROM, you have to sort of go into the settings and do a factory reset on the device. which has been recommended. So please sort of bear that in mind. So now the AC is plugged on to the motherboard. I'm not going to sort of put everything back together yet. Let's just sort of put this thing onto test and just make sure the connectors are in the right place. Of course I knew I'm going to cock something up. I didn't put the I didn't connect this, that was left loose, so this has to go in the corner. Let's just undo this. Okay. Probably need that in a bit, so let's put this to a side. Right, moment of truth. See what's actually happening with this. Let's turn the unit around. And I'm going to try and power this unit on. And just hope for the best, that it doesn't pop or go in smoke. Okay, so powered on. I've got a red LED you guys can just about see. And yeah, just about here you can see the red LED. Let me turn the thingy off, and then now we'll try and power up the unit. Blue light, fingers crossed. An image please. Bingo. Okay, now I'm going to use the remote control. Go on to menu, settings, where is it? Where is it? That's that. Okay, so if you can see what I'm doing, reset. Yes, resetting. Just about to see what I'm doing here. Okay, no, country is not Slovakia, it's in the UK. Home mode. Okay, sir. Okay. Now I'm not going to bother with this because they'll be running off a skybox, so I'll just let it finish whatever it's doing. It's just auto-tuning the channel. It's not necessary. The digital TV is doing the digital TV as well. I mean, obviously when I return it back to the customer's property, I'll have to do that anyway, so I don't see the point of sort of continuing with this. Okay, we'll exit this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my remote control to switch it off. Come on. Okay, and I'll try and switch it back on again. Got a blue light, should have a screen. Absolutely friggin' job well done. Okay, so again I'll switch it off and I'll try and turn it on through this button. Blue light, whereas before it used to stuck on red light solid, nothing used to happen. So you'd have the TV running and then as soon as you switch it off via remote control of that, bang, it's gone. So that's thumbs up to the gentleman who actually pointed this out to me. I didn't do the troubleshooting myself, to be quite honest with you. So chap on the eBay who I was going to buy a donor book, a second-hand or refurbished bod and replace it, but he then sort of pointed out that you must have got a stock, are you stuck on standby all the time? And I said yes. He goes, well, I have a SPA ROM chip that can actually resolve the problem. So the user ID on eBay, maybe I would like to sort of share that with you guys, is, let me just get it on my mobile. Let me find this because it's been a pleasure sort of dealing with him. Right, okay, so it cost me £10. If you can just about see, £10 and 80 pence for postage. You can clearly see the item number here, and let me just give you his eBay user ID. That's the eBay user ID. Okay, and the gentleman sells all sorts of things. So yeah, thumbs up to you. Thank you ever so much for doing that, mate. I think he's called Anthony, if I'm not mistaken. But thank you very much for doing that, Anthony. Let me just sort of cross-reference the name. Yes, it is. So yes, Anthony, thanks ever so much for sort of forwarding me towards that direction. I don't do TV repairs on a regular basis, but I thought I'd share this with yourselves. That's all. Thank you very much for watching the video. Take care. Bye for now.